Hi everybody, it's Steve Olson. It is October 11th, 2017. I am looking at full halo right now and I got a tree in front of it. The sun is behind there. Yesterday, not a cloud in the sky in Minnesota, guys. It was clear and beautiful and not any contrails or chemtrails. And today, it has been nothing but chemtrails. It is horrible, guys. And I have been studying this, and I'm going to make some comments on a video that was made yesterday that is going to revolutionize your idea of what weather warfare is all about. But this is the full halo right now. And the reason I wanted to start out with that is because I wanted to point you to this video by TruthStream Media. The real reason that weather is manipulated. I had to watch it 3 times last night, guys, and I commented on it. I said, that was the best report I've ever heard. I feel smarter. Basically, what they've done is they've done probably the most in-depth research and going all the way back to the original scientists that started using silver iodide, I think, or the silver pellets or whatever, oxidized silver in order to start to manipulate water molecules and weather manipulation. And that started back in the 40s and 50s. And you just need to watch this video because what the conclusion comes to, and they show Department of Defense documents that say as much, that we're not just talking about weather manipulation. We're not just talking about, trying to cover the sky up. We're talking about weather warfare. And it's been concern of the United States government since we discovered the ways to manipulate atmospheric science that it had to be weaponized. Otherwise, our enemies would weaponize it. We'd be at a disadvantage. So watch this video. I don't usually do this, but I'm just going to let you guys go to this video. And you need to watch this video so bad. I'll leave the link below, and then it will make more sense when I start talking about some of this stuff. But one of the things that they talked about in there, it's not just weather and hurricane and all that stuff. They're also talking about electromagnetic earthquake and volcanic generation, artificial weapons along that line. It's crazy stuff. Check out the video. And again, there's more to the story than I ever thought there was. Steve Olson, WSO. Now, this goes back to that war on Nibiru researchers thing, right? So I get this email, UFO sighting in Germany. Okay, so I go to the UFO stalker where I go to look at the photos, right? And so I click on the photo, and I'm forbidden to access it. Apparently, my IP address has been identified as one that cannot get photos from Mufon anymore. Well, luckily, I have subscribers that were able to get the photograph. Okay, and let me show you the photograph. What they're talking about, and it's not even that it's that great of a Nibiru photo. It's just the fact that they blocked me. Here, just a second. Photo. So I got this from a different subscriber that's IP address was not blocked. Mine was blocked. So anyway, let's zoom in on this object. Now, first thing, again, it's not the greatest. To me, it's not the greatest photograph ever of a UFO or Nibiru. The first thing I always look at is just like in the eclipse. Remember how we could see the eclipse in the sun flare? So the first thing you look for is the sun behind a tree, and does that reflect on the orb itself, right? And so I'm thinking that this is a refraction, but nonetheless, it was claimed to be an orb that was seen with the naked eye. I believe it's a lens flare, and it's only because I feel that it's reflecting what's being seen here, right? But nonetheless, it's just weird that they blocked me like that. It's just strange. Okay, so now let's look at some other footage. Let's get this blown down a little bit. There we go. This is from Australia yesterday, and I'm putting this other orb that we got the clear shot of right there so you can see it. And it's much more faded in this picture, but again, it's the same phenomenon. So we got a couple of things going on here. We got the orb following, little orb, big orb. We got the little red dot there, which we think to be perhaps Nemesis. We don't know. And then we've got these stationary shields or stationary whatever they are. We don't know what they are. Not likely to be a planet or anything because it just sits in one spot, So again, this is like, to me, this is one of the most shocking photographs I've ever gotten of this whole thing, and it's just weird as heck, right? So next thing is, let's check out this. This is from Webcams to Mexico on the 6th, I believe. And, wow, right? We're getting that strange rainbow again effect, right? Not your like, multicolored rainbow, but the big red ones, right? And when I see that, and then I see the double ray, the double rainbow, if you will, effect like that, guys, I go back to it has to be two light sources. It's just basic physics. You know what I'm saying? So just an interesting photograph from Mexico, and then we got this again, right? I'm seeing these long streaks in the sky happening all the time now at sunset. I'm sure you guys are seeing it too. But what I'm trying to say with this stuff, guys, is regardless if it's a planetary effect or iron oxide in the air or whatever it is, when you see these big shadows in the sky, it only indicates one thing: tons of particulate in the atmosphere. Is that particulate generated by Planet X? Is that particulate primarily generated by spraying aluminum oxide into the air? We don't know, but still, it's that's what causes this effect. Okay, the light beams don't, they're so easy to see now, and that's because there's so much particulate in the sky. Check out this little Global News Hour at 6 from BC. They, of course, they're getting to the point now where they show it on TV all the time and just don't even say anything about it. This photograph is from Russia. Again, I don't think these are flares from the ground flares or anything because the size and color and composition of these flares, right? So do I think that there's some kind of refraction? Most likely. And by the way, let's go to that. If a planet was that close, we'd be freaking out. Oh gosh, I have to explain this like every freaking day. You don't freaking know that. We don't know what happens when two planets get close to each other because we've never seen it happen before, okay? Number two, if two planets get too close to each other, if they get too close to each other, will that automatically mean chaos and everything on Earth? Well, would constant 6.0 plus earthquakes, volcanic region out of control, earthquakes at an all-time record high, Earth tilting? Yeah, I'd say that if there was a planet close, it is affecting us. It's affecting us really bad right now, and it's just having all kinds of effect on our weathers, hurricane, everything, right? So I already believe that we're feeling the effects of a close-by system. So that's a frog in the water type of thing. Now here's some footage that we got from webcams to Mexico, and I'll finish with this because there's two things in this set of videos that I want to show you. First one is somebody could be playing with a laser pointer out there. I don't know, but when we talk about how they're using, let me zoom in on this a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. When we talk about the kind of the leak that we got from the powers that be that showed that they were using a laser light to obfuscate the system by, I wonder if that's part of the system right here. What is that? I think it'd be just somebody with a laser pointer, I guess. But anyway, you go down this, and it's happening for all day though, and at certain times now. And I'm just wondering after you've gotten 3 days of it, if it's somebody that's really persistently having a laser pointer out there, or are they really using a laser system to cover the object, right? There it is again, that laser beam. Isn't that weird? But then look, as you go a little bit further, what? Okay, never mind. I don't mean to parrot Paul Begley, but yeah, what? And then you can see that. Then you start to see some more manifestations here happening in this, and it's just again very weird. But then you get to this last piece over here, and it's just 3 days in a row of constant, weirdness, right? Very strange, very very strange. And let's take one last look at this, and then I'll let this go for a second. Yeah, okay. So do you guys remember the Bloopy cam? That's where we got that stunning photograph. This one right here. This photograph right here. This is where that cam came from. Went to go look at the cam. It's now sitting on the floor somewhere. Okay? And we get to see kitties. But then I put on the left, I put another manifestation where we can start to see there's that stationary orb. And then just, if you look over to the left there, you'll see right about here, you can see the rotating object again and then the little point of light down there. So anyway, Bloopy cam is down. The one that we got this from, guys. Interesting. Now, here goes the corroborating type thing, right? So basically, we have a subscriber, Mr. Perkins, that sent me this stuff. Daniel Perkins, thanks, Dan. And I'm just taking it right off the YouTube here. You can see the sun goes down. You start to see the big orb, little orb as it sets. I'd like to have seen it further into its progression to see if we could see a flare over the mountain, but it appears to be going behind, the mountain in this picture anyway, okay? So, wow, right? Another crazy manifestation of the Nibiru Planet X system. And guys, none of us are perfect. There's no way that we're going to get it 100% right all the time. This is a very crazy research world and community. If I make a mistake, just send me a note, man, on olson.steven.d if I make an error. And I'll be happy to address it if I agree with you and we find that it is an error. But in this case, I think that we're seeing some pretty remarkable footage. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update on some of the things that we're seeing up in the sky, and we'll be back with more later on WSO. Everybody, it's Monday, May 8th, 2017. This is Steve Olson, WSO GNN, coming at you. I've got you at a Bloom Sky camera in Hawaii, and what I wanted to do first is just corroborate that little thing with the hole that we saw in the ISS with some ground shots. So let me just kind of take you through this one real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. So basically, you've got your sunrise coming up over the sky, and then you see this little dot, and you'll see this all over the place, right? And it's not a lens flare. This is a lens flare. This is staying with the sun. So what we want to do is we want to kind of zoom in on that and see what that might be, right? And what's amazing to me about this is that it is that orb with a hole in it, guys. Check it out, man. I'll get in as close as I can here, but check it out. Look at that. See the hole? So that seems to be that same orb with a hole in the Bloom Sky picture there from Hawaii, which I think was interesting. Now let's go on to the next Bloom Sky here real quick, and I'll show you some other stuff that's going on here. This one is interesting. This is just from yesterday in Maryland. And in this one, you're going to see the planet, a planet, an orange planet. And I'm going to show it to you on another place where we found it. And this one is clearly showing something up in the sky here, right? So this one is from yesterday in Maryland. And this one is from, I don't know where this is actually. Somebody tell me. It's someplace. But anyway, this is just another picture of one of the Bloom Sky cams, basically catching that little orb in the background again. And then something else traveling with the sun there. And then here's another Bloom Sky that I thought was interesting. This is Utah. Again, here's that red object again. Right? And then here's another one. Now, what's interesting to me is that we got a picture yesterday of somebody who in the southeast sky at noon in North Carolina actually photographed a planet or something. No, it's not the moon. I checked that. It can't be the moon. Okay? Simply cannot be the moon. And then we're going to take a look. And then finally, this Bloom Sky, you can see the real detail of a refraction of that orb up there. Look at this. Guys, look at this. What the heck is that? Right? Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Now, what I want to do here is I want to take you to a recent composite that I did for stereo. And what you'll see is this unidentified system here, large orb here, and what I did was I reversed it out a little bit so we could see some things. And just to show you, it goes across, right? And then it gets distorted. And that is just not explained. Nobody's been able to share what that is. This is a more recent photograph of it, and then we've got this large stuff down here. So I really do think that this is a potentially interesting thing here, and nobody is able to identify it. I can't see it on any star charts. I just have to assume that it's a planet in the Nibiru system. That's all I can say, guys. And then here's that green orb being seen yesterday. This is in Moonglow, where you can actually see this thing starting to show up in the sky. So that corroborates pretty well, in my opinion, don't you guys think? And then let's keep going here. Then we've got this red thing showing up in Brazil again. It doesn't move, and that's what bothers me about it. If it was in space, wouldn't it move? Right? And then here's Moonglow from today, and I just got to show you this. There's that object right here. Check it out. See it? Greenish, orangish. So I'm pretty settled that it's up there. I'm pretty settled that we've got a greenish orb up there that we've taken both from this was seen with the naked eye, and then also on the All Skycam network. So all very interesting stuff, guys. Just wanted to lay this out to you that I think that green planet's going to be really visible from Moonglow now. And let's just keep an eye on it together.